Hi guys, welcome back to the Den Unracked. I'm Watty Watt. We're here with Fitness, Finance, and FUBAR, my guest host, Dylan Armbrust, and our producer, Brendan Young, as always. And we have a special guest for you, Chad McAvin. That one.
McAvin?
I'm not Irish.
Yeah.
So you know how to say it. Anyway, Chad, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Chad, I've known Chad for about 30 years. We grew up, all of us actually grew up in the same area. Chad has trained at Armbrust for quite some time, and he came and said he wanted to do a show, so we got him ready, and we did our first show. It was the Branch Warren.
Yeah,
just about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, a little over 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Chad did quite well. He got a first, a second, a third. I think Dylan was down there, so the judging was obviously terrible.
Yeah. It was
I didn't judge.
I know he didn't judge. He didn't judge it. It's still terrible. I'm just kidding. So, Chad, Chad's a successful business owner. He has a drywall company and a framing company that does well over $60 million annually. He's a husband, a dad. His son's very active. How do you get involved in this? And like, you weren't an athlete in high school.
Never an athlete in high school. Yeah. And I don't know, just something drove me to bodybuilding. You know, I've always been fascinated with the way the guys looked and everything. I could never get myself to look that way before. So I just wanted to have a better version of myself. And then once I got into the gym, you know, it gave me the confidence that I needed. And I quickly realized that it's more than just looking good. It's giving you the confidence, and you're able to carry that over into your everyday life and show your kids and your wife of what you are capable of doing if you put your mind to the right thing.
Was your wife, what's your wife's name?
Rhonda.
Was she excited because she's an NP and
Correct.
like knowing all this about health and was she excited for you to do something like that? Extreme dieting, some of the supplementation?
Yeah, 100%. Because she knew, like I said before, never an athlete, and she knew this is something that I really wanted in my life. This is something that is a next level goal for me. So I always set goals for myself, and this was a goal that I wanted to set for myself, was to do my first show, you know, and I never had the right trainer, or, you know, I never could do it on my own. And then I came across you, and obviously you and I started training, and then everything started clicking and things started making sense, and then my body started changing quickly, and I was like, wait, I could really do this and get on stage and become well, I guess technically a bodybuilder, but, you know, do
everybody that lifts weights
do
is better.
men's physique shows. And, you know, I did my first one, like you said, the Branch Warren, May 3rd, and I got hooked.
So
and now all I want to do is just
let me get this right. First of all, how old are you?
48.
48. Okay, and you have a company that does over $60 million annually, and you have a wife that works in the medical field.
Correct.
And when?
12-year-old son.
Okay.
That's a competitive baseball player.
So, guys, listen. He's throwing bodybuilding into the mix. I'm trying to show you where I'm going with this. What is? When did you get this hair up your butt to become? You know, start doing shows, go to the gym, and. You
know, it's been a couple years, like I said, and then I just never had the right trainer, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point.
Okay, so if it happened a couple of years ago, let's say you're about 45, 46 when you started, what was life for you before, that? Right. What were you doing as far as with your business and stuff?
Basically, you know, the same thing. So the kind of a backstory, my dad started the company in 85. I took over in 2017. And then we ended up buying another business on top of that in 2023.
Okay, so you were basically busy
all
putting
the time,
these businesses
but I was still
together.
making time to go to the gym.
And you still had time to go to the gym?
Yes.
Still went to the gym?
Correct.
Okay.
But I was going to the gym, doing my own thing, but not knowing how to do everything correct.
Gotcha.
And as far as fitness and, like Watty said, supplementation, you know, right training.
Okay, so just one
cardio.
more question I'm going to figure. When did you start training at Armbrust?
I would say probably 3 years ago.
There you go. We've been open 19 years, and he only started coming 3 years ago. He'd be so much further ahead if he would.
He would.
So long.
Correct.
You surround your. What Dylan's trying to say is, when you're out there,
go to Armbrust.
Go to Armbrust. Don't try to substitute it with the recreational center. You know, doing this, and you are on supplementation, and stuff. Was your wife happy about the new vigor that you had being on
testosterone, baby?
Or was she like, no more, get off me.
Get away from me. Oh, you repulse me. You disgust me.
Baby, I think I'm going through puberty again.
And I want to bring up a serious point. Chad did drop a few shirt sizes and wore a little tighter shirts at the baseball game, so you knew his body was coming along. So doing this, you have a company. How many employees you have?
We run anywhere between 300 to 400 guys, just depending on how much work we have at the time.
Yeah. So during that, your responsibilities don't change, right?
Correct.
Like before you discover bodybuilding, after bodybuilding. So how do you say, okay, I'm going to take an extra 2 to 3 hours, because that's what with cardio and food prep, and you drive your son. I think one time we were talking, you got to go pick him from football, take him down to some AAA baseball stuff. How do you juggle that, or how do you figure that time out?
Well, like I said, everybody gets 24 hours a day. It's what you choose to do with that 24 hours in a day is up to you. There's days that I get up at 4:30 in the morning and go to the gym to do my cardio. Do I want to get up at 4:30 in the morning? Absolutely not. But once I get to the gym, do my cardio, get it done, and walk outside of the gym, I feel accomplished.
That does feel good when you finish early in the
morning.
morning.
It gives you a good feeling.
Well, and you guys are the morning guys too, huh?
I train at 5, and by 6 o'clock, I only train about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. I walk out the door, I feel like bring on the day. I feel so good. But getting up, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. There's you're like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Rhonda's looking at me like, get your ass back to bed. Why are you getting up so early?
Really?
Oh, sometimes she will. Yeah, sometimes she'll just kind of look at me like, why are you getting up so early?
Now, during
Good
this,
question.
you're changing your lifestyle. And I don't know how you ate. Did you eat healthy before this, or did you not know?
No, I ate pretty healthy, but I didn't know what kind of calories, as far as between breaking it up between protein, carbs, and fat, how to do all that myself. But I was eating pretty healthy because I've always had stomach issues. And
oh, really?
I think it was about almost 4 years ago this December, I had my gallbladder removed.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, during these habits and these things that you do, and all these gentlemen here have children, do they mimic you guys? Do they, when you're eating clean, do these kids pick up your habits? Or do you just let them be kids?
I just let Keegan be a kid right now.
Okay.
It's hard to, because I know the second I push him, I'm probably going to push him away, and he's not going to want to do that. I'm hoping that he sees the discipline I have and the way I train, the way I eat, that he'll pick up on that eventually.
Because Dylan, his son followed in his footsteps. Dylan, I grew up with Dylan. He was a bodybuilder. He was very strict. We're two different types of dieting. I diet at Panda Express. He diets clean. But Zach is very disciplined. He's a very driven young man. Hannah, his daughter, is more loose. She doesn't she'll do clean, but she doesn't. Do you find it's the personality of the kids that causes them to do it, or what?
I think they got my personality both, because I kind of got a split personality. I'm very driven and strict on one end, but you get the other side of my brain for one night, and I'm like,
let's go after
let's
it.
go paint the town red and get all kinds of crazy.
Yeah.
So I think Zach kind of got half of me, and Hannah got the other half.
The obsessiveness.
Yeah, but the obsessiveness is it's like, hey, we're either going to do this shit really good and really well over here, or we're going to go party and we're going to do that really good too.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. What about you, Brendan?
Yeah, I mean, my oldest son is a runner, and he had never run his life ever until he hit freshman year, and so he signed up for cross country. And his first 5K was 27 minutes, I think, and his senior year.
What's that mean?
I mean, so he's running 3.2 miles. No, that's not.
Oh, it's not.
No,
okay.
And now
I do that in 80 minutes.
100%. No, and his 5K, I think one of his last was sub 16 minutes. So
damn.
I mean, I think his best mile time is 4:50.
I gotta tell you this story.
So to that though, I mean, is that this was all intrinsic motivation, that he worked his ass off because he could see his improvements.
Yeah.
And then my youngest son, he's not sitting behind us this time. We're not cussing around my 9-year-old again. But he
has headphones.
Every time I go to the gym now, when we go he comes with me, and he'll walk on the treadmill. He likes doing push-ups. So I think that kind of modeling, like you don't want to push them, but I think modeling the behavior is really powerful.
Yeah.
And do you think they'll eventually pick up on it after they see it over and over repetitively?
I think parents, a lot of times, we have a hard time of like, sometimes we think taking time for ourselves is selfish, right? But I think one of the most important things we can do for our kids is modeling, again, a healthy lifestyle, hard work.
Yeah.
And I've always, when I would go to the gym, I would feel guilty because I'm like, I'm leaving my wife and kid, and they're just going to sit at the house while I'm going to the gym. But then
I mean, you're not doing it for,
eventually-
but you're not leaving for cocaine and hookers.
No, exactly. But there's times where I wish I could.
When you're deep in prayer.
Yeah,
Rhonda,
exactly.
when you watch the playback,
no cocaine and hookers, honey.
we're running around Vegas looking for cocaine and hookers. Just kidding.
But I did finally get over that guilt.
Yeah, we're speaking
to where
Watty's language.
That's a true life story. No, like on the running though, a funny story is like, they always make us run in college, like when you start wrestling, and they do this fundraiser at the beginning. I think it's a 5K, and like there's track and field, there's wrestling, there's all the sports are there, plus the community, and the whole people run this 5K. How many is that? 3.2 miles. Yeah. So everybody runs the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing. They're breaking down the whole thing, and I haven't finished yet. And everybody was leading. I lost the heavyweight wrestler.
Dude, I'm so slow.
Did you get lost?
No, I just was like, damn, this is a long time. and hey, mind you, we're at Wyoming. So this is my third year wrestling. I transferred to Oklahoma, Wyoming. It's 7,200 feet in the air. So I don't think I was prepared for the elevation
Yeah,
change.
that elevation gets you, man.
Yeah, but I remember they're breaking down, and I was like, there's like two ladies left, and I'm like, I'm here. It's bad. So going forward on Chad, so you're gonna go to Masters Nationals, and we know what that entails.
Oh, you're going to Masters, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that entails, but
He
it
does
sounds
not
like
know.
it's a big show.
It's a fun show.
Fun.
It's really ran well. There's a lot of cool places to eat out there. It's right there in the Pittsburgh, right off the.
Are you
the
gonna be
river.
there, Dylan?
No, I won't be there. But you'll enjoy it. It's a
I
good-
was
good
pleasantly
time.
surprised. We went to Pittsburgh back in November of last year over Thanksgiving, and that's actually a very cool town. Is
Yeah,
Pittsburgh?
it
It's
is.
a great city.
It's a
And-
great. little city,
Hey, that's
yeah.
my favorite football team. Three Rivers, all that stuff. Yeah.
And that's home base for the NPC and IFBD.
Yeah, and that's what Watty was telling me, home base. I never knew that. So when you're getting into things like this, you start learning more and more about all the NPC and everything.
When he goes out there, and I'm telling Chad, I was like, it's so funny because like this happens for all you competitors. When you go to Armbrust and you go to any of your local gyms, you kind of get localized and thinking you're the best dog in the gym, and you're like, could I beat that guy over there? But when you go to nationals, you got everybody from everywhere else, and you're like, oh wow, there's a big community of people in this sport, especially. And like, what's funny? Masters were created back in the day, and I think the NPC was in 83 or 85, but it was 35 and above, and I just disagree with that. 35-year-old is not Masters.
Well,
and what
that's,
they were. But it was bodybuilding back then.
It's evolved so
Yes,
much.
it
It's
evolved,
like,
yeah.
you're not even at your peak till you're like 35 to 37.
Dude, all these
Yes.
these IFBB champions are 40 years old
Yes,
plus.
yes.
So it's
the
like
big
weird
open guys are-
that we call it Masters Nationals. We started at 35. Now with the Olympia, you got to be over 40 to get Masters. You got to be over 40 to qualify for Olympia, which is right. I even think 40 is still young. I think Masters should sit about 45, 50 because that's when it's a different thing. But you think that Masters Nationals is going to be easy? It's not. It's veterans that really know how to suffer. They really know how to really balance stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's a harder sport. It just becomes a different sport.
There for a while, it was very difficult to win as a bodybuilder because when they started like giving out more pro cards,
Yes.
a lot of the guys that battled for years at the national level, they could never win a pro card because there was only very limited given out. They were like, wow, I go to the Masters and still accomplish my dream of getting a pro card. So a lot of these guys are coming back, at like 40, 45 years old and just winning pro cards like crazy.
When me and Dylan were going at it back in the day, and I think I quit and I retired. I started in 89 bodybuilding, quit in 05, but they're still like just first overall winner and second overall in the nationals was pro cards. But I remember you'd go to Team Universe and all these things, and some people would give their pro card up because there's no reason to turn pro because they only had open bodybuilding.
Right.
But I remember when they started giving all these other more pro cards, great people, Coach Handeka, all these guys that could get their pro card, got their pro card, and then they went to the Olympia.
Yeah.
So it gave a lot of opportunities. And, Chad's going to go out there and find out how you compare and how the country is, and you'll see great talent. And I think the best thing about Masters is I think their egos are a little different. And I'm not saying young people do, but it's more the camaraderie is better.
But you know what? Also, I noticed at the Masters Nationals it's a lot of guys like Chad himself that are successful professionals that, are just
Are looking for that next
just want to have
a
a good goal, and hey man, I can actually become an IFBB pro doing this. Is pretty cool. I've got a good company, or I've got a good job, I've got some money, I can make a goal and become a professional.
I do think that we
athlete.
should have more Masters contests, because it's like I have athletes try to do Masters shows, and there's only so many. You attach them to an open show, but that's a whole different untapped market that can be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
For financial wise.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Chad, let's get back to you. So you have a son. He's into baseball. He's going at it. Has that impeded time with you? Like a lot of parents talk about, we just thought if you feel guilty about going to the gym, has it impeded you spending quality time? Did you get more angry? Did you change a little bit? Did you have to learn how to talk, not snap?
It didn't really change quality time because, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have my wife where she doesn't have to work as much. She's an NP, but she works PRN, so only when they need her. So she'll pick up shifts, like say somebody wants to take a vacation day or somebody gets sick, so she'll pick up a shift. So she's the one to take care of the household on a day-to-day basis, to where she could drive Keegan. But there's also those times when
who is that Consuela chick?
that's the other Mrs.
What are you talking about?
That's the other Mrs. Yeah, who's Consuela?
Who's that Asian chick over there?
But like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have Rhonda in my life,
yeah,
to where she's able to take Keegan, and
he's trying to cover for that
trying to cover for
statement. Well, like doing this, like I watched Dylan dedicate 20 some years plus to competitive bodybuilding. Is that something you think that you see yourself doing? You saw a pro today actually getting ready for Masters Olympia. Is it something that you think you'll adopt? Is that you're going to try to go after this further? Or
100%. Like, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Like, you and I have talked. And so we're going to keep going, and you're going to make me better and better.
I'm getting a dog licking me, and it reminds me of this game that I play. It's totally inappropriate, but when you're foreign and you're in the military, you play Smiles, and you have someone under the table, and whoever smiles has to hold the round.
Dog invade
but I think, you and I have talked where we're going to keep this thing going for a while and see what we can achieve together, and hopefully some big things can come out of everything between, the training and myself.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're fortunate. And I think a lot of people above 40 years old are more fortunate than a 20-year-old doing this sport. I don't know how you guys feel, the listeners out there, but when you're in your 20s, and we did the sport when we were 20, it's hard to even buy consistent supplements. Like you're going there and that's $200. And back in the day when me and Dylan did it, I think it was $80 to compete, $40 for a Pro 10.
Dude, I remember looking at supplements back in the day and just being like, man, if I could get that, I'd get huge.
I'd be huge.
Well, I was signing up for Masters National in Pittsburgh, and
it's $300.
It was my total bill for the two classes I did was $680 something.
So imagine that for a kid,
for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, 20-year-old.
That's still more achievable than a $20,000 motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, plus you got to do it, flight, hotel, food,
and flight
tanning.
right now.
Oh, dude, I did it. I used to be able to only afford to compete one national show a year. It was that was all I could do.
I used to go with him and try to fight everybody. So going forward on that with your business, and we go into fitness, finance, and FUBAR finance on this. Have you noticed how much expense you talked about it? Do you think bodybuilding is an expensive sport? Do you think it's a cheap sport compared to baseball for your son? All these things. Like, how would you compare that?
Oh, that's a good question. Because I think we're a tournament team. So it's expensive every year, and then you add breaking a bat. That's $500. They have to buy a bat. Brand new glove.
They steal?
They're still, yeah. They're
How the
they're
frick do you
composite.
build-
They're composite bats, and so
How does
the
it
way
feel?
they're built? Yeah,
I'm gonna see this kid.
Probably
Yeah.
you get a new bat every year.
he gets a new bat every year. Sometimes he gets two, so it's $1,000
How
right there
are you?
for a bat.
Hold on. They break the steel bat.
Well, they're composite bats, and if say you leave it outside and it's cold at night,
Yeah, but you
and then you
kick
go
their
and
ass.
hit, it did, yeah, you kick your son's ass. But I'm the one that's leaving it out in the truck.
Remember
and
that? Hey,
forget
do you remember
about it.
that
Yeah.
when you left your bike outside and your parents are like, "Yeah," and they take it or get it chewed?
But you
Yeah.
break a bat, you got to buy a brand new one.
Okay.
So, but I mean,
Body-
comparative, I think bodybuilding is probably more expensive, but baseball's just.
Really,
It's right
That's
behind there,
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
but
just
it's-
imagine that adding bodybuilding.
What would you
And
think
then
the average
baseball.
show when you're traveling costs, Dylan?
I don't know. You figure plane tickets. I would always just say $500 round trip, and I'm sure they can get it cheaper than that. But I always mark high. Then your entry is like $300.
For one class.
For one class. But hey, if that's all you can do, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Then your hotel's probably $140 a night, 150. I would stay
That's
to whatever.
low.
Yeah,
I'd
but
say probably $300 or $400.
Yeah, I was
That's-
gonna say
well, if you're staying at the host
hotel.
the host hotels are $300 a
Yeah,
night now.
it's two something or three. Yeah.
Because
I mean, if you get, he gets a block, but if you're outside that block, you don't get that, and he only sets aside so many.
I was fortunate enough. I think there was like 4 rooms left when I booked to be able to get.
okay,
that
well, let's
block.
say there you go. You got. Well, I mean, if you're staying there 3-4 nights, obviously, right?
Well, wouldn't you say they have to be? You guys have to be there at least 2 to 3 nights. You
Yeah,
have
we're
to
flying
be,
in Monday for Masters National. My
A
show's
lot of
on
people
Wednesday.
are driving now.
Oh
too.
yeah,
People drive.
You're
'Cause,
right.
They carpool and they get there a lot
but
cheaper.
gas prices. I don't know if that hurts. So
No, I would think it would be cheaper.
do you?
Yeah, absolutely. With
Depends
you
on-
figure 4 or 3, even 2 people in a car. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
save some money.
Unless you're driving diesel.
And then you got the NPC card, which is still good. If it-
$5 a gallon.
Yeah.
Probably fly it if you have a diesel.
Yeah, if you have a diesel, yeah, you're flying.
What's diesel out right now?
5? Well, the last time I filled up, it was $5 a gallon.
Well, so then we got.
Barrels of oil today at the $70 range, and people are going, "Why is gas so expensive?"
Well, that has the price of barrel. There's other impeding parts with oil versus gas. So, why something would be driven up, and that is just one part of what oil does.
Well,
What do you think about that?
I'm just tired of paying for $5 a gallon.
Well,
Diesel.
okay, and this is going to go into some different things, but there's electric vehicles that we all talk about and stuff. Is that the route that we go? I mean, you bring up a good point.
Not until they figure out how to make tires for electric vehicles.
Sure.
They don't know how to make tires for electric.
Well, they
it's-
do, but
but it's expensive because the batteries weigh them
the
down.
batteries are so heavy in those electric cars, it wears your tires out.
So you're telling me electric cars is heavier than a really?
Mm-hmm. So they're using regular tires that a gas vehicle would use on these electric vehicles, and they're wearing down at like 10,000 miles. So you're replacing your tires every 10,000 miles. And then what you and I were talking the other day, Watty, what is it to replace the batteries on an electric car? Was it like 20 grand?
20
or
grand.
30? 20 to 30 grand if you
I
have to
don't think
replace the
you-
batteries?
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I think it's,
you have
I've
one,
heard
right?
At least 10 grand.
These guys are both manginas. They have them in their family households.
But yeah,
Which ones are you
it says
talking
a
about?
Tesla Model 3.
Dylan's wife has a
an
EV car.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is wild.
Brandon has an EV car. Dylan's wife has an EV car, and we were talking about that a few episodes ago. But I don't know if that's the route. Like I'm out. I almost bought a hybrid. I think, but do we really save on more money buying a hybrid versus what all you guys are talking about? Batteries, car.
And then, again, you and I were talking the other day. Then you got to get a 220 amp at your house for electricity
Sure.
to charge that
How
car
much
as
is that
well.
gonna charge?
What is that?
Doesn't cost
Does it
much,
raise
does
your
It
electric bill?
No.
No.
Yeah.
It does, like maybe what, $10-15.
Oh, really?
maybe.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's okay.
A month.
Yeah.
A month. Okay.
I mean, I know with my car, because I have a hybrid, but it's a plug-in hybrid, so I can get the free miles if I plug it in, and I can just do 120 overnight, but I get 40 miles per gallon, and I drive 60 miles a day, so I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that's worth it.
it's
Big
the
time.
solution.
Yeah, because where you living now?
Firestone.
Isn't that where that Chris Watts is from?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there was also the really crazy murder in Longmont, not far from
All you guys up north are nuts, aren't
Dude,
you?
Colorado's crazy right
Okay,
now. It's
yes,
the Wild
we're
West
gonna
because
go
everybody
over
knows
that.
they can get away with all
We
this
are
shit.
going to go over that. I do, but we're on this topic. We're on this topic, and do you feel, Chad, that the economy and the tariffs and stuff like this, and Dylan's really big into this stuff. Do you think that your business, you have this large commercial, and you guys do like CU, all
we
these
do
big things?
We do multi-million-dollar projects.
Yeah, so does that
framing and
does that affect you guys? And how do you keep the prices? If you bid it last year, is it affecting the supply chain? Is it affecting your numbers? And how do you bid on something that's not going to start for a year?
Well, you're getting the coils from China, so obviously you're going to get those tariffs on that.
Okay.
So it's going to jack up the pricing on the steel.
Uh-huh.
So then you got to factor that in with your pricing. So, you'll usually get like an increase letter saying, hey, steel's going to go up 10 to 15% next month.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Jeez. But if you bid so the jobs we bid usually don't start for a year. Mm-hmm. So we usually try to lock that pricing in with our supplier, but they can only hold that pricing for a year. So when that year's up, we got to get it requoted. So if we're already under contract and we have to get the job requoted and the steel's higher, then we have to go to the GC and say, hey, can we get a change order because material's going up? And for the most part, GCs are receptive and able to give us a change order because they could go to the owner and say, hey, steel's gone up since we bid this job. We need a little change order. But there's other times when you can't get a change order for that steel and you're just locked in at that pricing and you can't.
I'll be like, tough shit, Chad.
Yeah, and that's
Bid's a
sometimes.
bid.
Yeah, exactly. Say sorry, you bid it.
I mean,
you bid it.
Here's what I have to say about that. I mean, we'll just say a $500,000 job, 10% increase is a lot.
That's a lot of money.
But
that's a lot of money.
Out of $500,000, 45% is material, and then probably
Sure.
55% is labor.
Sure, but that's still a lot of money.
$250,000
That's
of material.
That's a lot of money, and especially when you're trying to. And on these are state bids because it's through CU.
Yeah.
CU.
But all that work, the nice thing about that work is it's bonded.
It's bonded.
So the money's
Yep.
already there.
Okay.
But when you're talking about private equity money, it's not always there.
Ooh, that would kill me. Now, what's your thoughts? Now, where are you guys based out of? Where's your company's based out of?
So we have an office in Lakewood, and then we have an office in Fort Collins.
And are you just state localized?
For the most part, we are, but we do a little bit of work up in Wyoming.
Well, not now.
Not now.
Not with the new rules.
No, not with the new rules.
The new rules.
All our guys are afraid to drive up there.
So now
they're pulling over.
They don't want the new rules, and they don't want contractors from not based
out
in
of state.
their state.
It's got to be in state.
Got to be in state.
So you get
Hanson's
Wyoming using
1-800.
their own work.
What is?
Yeah,
you
Hanson
get
1-800. They're a $150 million company. They just closed their whole entire office, backed out. They're not going to go work up there no more. I think a lot of states, especially in the Midwest, will do that. We want.
And it's required sometimes by Wyoming that you have to hire local people for those jobs
They
specifically.
take care of their people, though.
Yeah, it's great. I support that.
I was about to say I have a good steel hookup for you in Cheyenne.
Okay.
Do you?
I do. Yeah, my
Why?
my half brother's dad owns a company called Puma Steel, which is a giant steel manufacturer
Where's that located?
in Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. That makes sense. I guess the problem thing, and this is for the viewers, the biggest problem we have right now is Denver County, and not everybody's going to agree or disagree, but Denver County is really struggling. Do you find yourself trying to stay away from certain counties to do work in?
Not right now because it's hard to come by work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Is it that slow out there?
Well, if like I said, bonded work, no. But if you're going to private, yes.
What is bonded work for the viewers?
So it basically means that the money is coming from the state and it's given to the county, and the county has to spend that money or they lose it.
Oh, wow.
So if
Could they spend it on me and Dylan, Chad? Could they?
well,
There's Shotgun Willies out there. This is not a sponsored ad, by the way. But they have to spend it on.
Yeah, they have to spend it. So most of the time they'll either do a brand new school or something, or like CSU, they're putting more money in. They're building new buildings.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the government work is what's keeping everybody busy
right now. Well, it's keeping us busy too.
Yeah.
But there's still private work that's keeping us busy. But there's just a lot.
The private slowed down quite a bit.
It has a little bit, but there's guys that are really hungry out there that are lowballing the work that they necessarily shouldn't be lowballing, but they are just to keep their guys busy.
Gotcha.
Chad, let me ask you this. So, being a owner, and you've been an owner for over 20 years, what do you think the young people to get into you, like Dylan hires a lot of young guys out of school mines and stuff like that, but those guys are pretty motivated. Like, what does a kid need to do, and would you suggest them go into the trade? What do they need to bring? What should they, is it a good field to go into? What would you tell the young people about
I always say trades are good to go into unless you're going in specific, like, you know, being a lawyer or a CPA or something. But I think it's a waste of time to go to college? if you're going to go to a trade.
Right.
Yeah.
And like learning a trade doesn't mean you're going to be a trade guy your whole life. You can end up opening your own business. You get really good at a trade, you can become a business owner.
Yeah, and you can move up in business
100%.
really quick.
Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes those kids coming out of college, they think they know it all and they don't.
Yep.
Well, that's a good point, and it leads to this. So, you know, we all go to college. I mean, let's take that back. A lot of people think the route is like go to college, and I went to college, I got my degree, but I also worked in trade. Would you say that you value someone, and this is a slippery slope, but value someone with a 5-year degree or 5 years experience?
5 years experience.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because they have the field experience where those kids are taught by a state institute saying but they're taught as being like a GC, not a sub like us. So we're a subcontractor under GC.
Right.
So they're taught to think like a GC, to nickel and dime everything, to where subs like us, you know, we just want kids that know have the field experience and not the college experience. And everybody thinks I'm going to get a college degree, I'm going to make 6 figures coming out of college.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the truth. You could.
Do you hire college graduates?
Oh, we have, but
What is their expectation?
6 figures.
Really?
Yeah.
What is? Okay.
But we're getting to the point to where we're getting to the millennials now, or I don't know what they call this age group now.
What do they call
Coming out
it?
of college.
I think it's Gen Z.
But their expectations of the real world is a lot different than what actual reality is.
Well, I mean, you hire.
Well, don't you think?
No,
Yeah,
that's
don't
a
you
good point.
100% think
And I don't want to
yes.
bash you guys because, like,
And that we're not bashing.
no.
anybody.
Like, when I was a young kid, I thought I was weird. I don't know what the hell I am, but Gen X. Am I Gen X?
Yeah, Gen
So,
Xers.
you know, and our fathers thought we were a certain way and we got paid too much because they made 12 cents for whatever week.
Right.
But, like, and then now we're the guys thinking these guys. What do you think they're worth? Do you guys start at minimum wage? How do you guys view that? When a college kid comes with a degree and he's like, I want to be the general manager, like, what's the expectation? How do you wrangle that in? Or what?
Well,
do
you
do?
start low, but it's not like you're starting at minimum wage. For our trade, you're probably starting at $20 to $22. But these kids could go to McDonald's making $20 an hour, flipping burgers.
That's true.
Why would they want to frame, 40
you
foot
got-
high steel stud walls making $20 an hour?
Sure, that's true.
So you start out as an apprentice, and then you work your way up as a journeyman, and then you can work your way up to a foreman, then you can work your way up to a superintendent, and then you can work your way up in the corporation all the way into the office where you're an estimator. We have
Sure.
a couple guys that were in the field for us that we brought in because they have that field experience and knowledge, and they know how things should be built and put together, and it makes them better estimators.
A lot of times it's hard to get the field guys in the office. So, like, because when I was in the engineering, industry,
yeah.
guys would be threatened to come in the office and have to work with the engineers, and it was like, no, we ain't going.
Well,
there.
you know how it is. Like me and you've been in the field, and I'll tell you this much: a great day is reporting with your buddies, doing hard work, joking around all day, being in the sun, sweating, and then you go in the office, and yes, different responsibilities, meetings, and you're sitting in one place. It is a hard thing on the brain. And I was probably that guy from my 20s is like, I wanted to wear a suit and tie, but once I got in the field, I was like, man, this is where I belong.
Yeah,
You
but I
know?
couldn't imagine working in the field now, like being 55. That would be rough.
I would say it
Physically.
would be challenging.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
when I worked at DirecTV, we'd have all these great technicians, and be like, "Hey, you're really good at installing satellite dishes, so let's make you a trainer. Let's make you a supervisor." They're used to just coming in the morning, picking up all their gear, and they just go and work. And now all of a sudden they have email, they have to approve time cards, and we would get guys that would then step down all the time because they miss the flexibility.
Well,
and
and
the
everybody
freedom.
always thinks it's easier to be in the office. Like, oh, they got it easier to sit at a desk all day, but that's mentally draining all day staring at it.
I got to ask you a question. I used to do that too. But I used to remember I was scared of heights. So if they were asking what's the optimal, I'm like, oh, down here is the best. I don't want to go up there.
Let's do a pole mount. Here.
Yeah, let's do a pole mount here. I was like, anything to stay off that roof. I was like,
I hate heights, dude.
man, I hated that. So, Chad, what is your company's called? I'm sorry.
Drywall Services is the one in Lakewood, and then Holsinger Drywall is the one up in Fort Collins.
And doing that and being that, would you say that that's something that young people and out there should be looking at? Is that a way, because there's AI, there's all this stuff, robotics coming in. Is it something that people should look at? Do framing and all this?
100%. Yeah, framing. I don't think AI or robotics is going to take over our industry.
They always scare everybody, though.
They'll scare you to death, saying, "Oh, it's going to take over this industry. We got robotics that can do this and do that," but it's not the same as a guy that's got 30 years experience finishing a sheet of drywall.
Right.
A pro drywaller too is an impressive thing to watch.
It is. It's actually a work of art to watch a guy make a patch. Yeah.
Have you done every drywall work? I have.
Yeah.
One time I did
family
it.
used to build custom homes.
I did it, and the painters and mutters came over and was like, "Who did this?" It was me, and I was like, "I don't know." It sucked though.
That guy sucked really bad.
Yeah, it was previous.
Watty was like this.
I was like,
I don't know. I don't like, fucking dude.
Fucking ass. No, okay. So there's another thing I want to say, and we'll get into a little bit of this and go. It's like I owned a construction company as GC. I used to pick up laborers down at Home Depot. You get the Hispanics down there, and they jump in the back, and you put them to work, and they work. Some of those guys were better than the guys they had.
Yeah.
Now they have the Venezuelans. I would say that they do not work as hard, but the Hispanic force has really started to know their value, and they will not get away with that. What do you see in that?
They know their value, and they want their money.
They want their money.
Yeah,
that is something that's not anymore.
Yeah,
and I really challenge the world. You got why the minimum wage and all this stuff is that's an entry level wage, but when you get into it and you start driving all these prices up, the cost of goods sold is so astronomical.
Yes,
and a business owner, Dylan being a small business owner, you guys don't understand. And then you have big bucks. You're trying to keep one level of pricing, but then you have one cost of the good or service. And so how do you guys balance that? Because it's affecting you, especially drywall. It's affecting you, especially a gym. How do you guys stay afloat as a company?
you have to follow the economy.
You do, and then you
gotta
have to have great relationships with your GCs too that trust you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few GCs that have strayed and used other drywall companies, and we say the other drywall companies are our best salespeople.
Yeah,
because they don't give the quality that we give. So we let them try this drywall company, and they see the shitty job that this drywall company has done, and they always call us back.
I got a question for both of you guys. You just brought up a point. Do you think that competition breeds good, or does it sometimes get too saturated? And why I say that is because now in this day and age right now with personal training, there is a trainer, and my athletes are trainers, and then now our shows are a little smaller. It's created my generated revenue where I'm like, wow, this is pretty slow. Do you believe there's a good saturation or bad saturation for gyms and for drywall? I mean, every mom and guy now.
I think it's good and bad.
Okay.
Because you get that saturation with those low ball drywallers, and then they just put themselves out of business because they try to eat up too much work, and they're buying too much work, and they can't handle it, and then those GCs come back to us
To fix it?
or they'll let them finish the job, but then we'll come back and do their next jobs for them because they don't like the drywall job that the other drywaller did.
What do you think for you? Like, I mean, I don't know how in health and fitness, because there's so many people that goes to gym. Is it better to have more gyms?
I think
gyms?
it's good to have competition because it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you wanting. It's like competition to me. It's like okay, watch this. It's like you're competing. It's like competitive. I'm a competitive person, so it keeps you sharp, keeps you. But then sometimes you see like just ridiculous stuff done.
With yours,
I guess when
you grew that business from, there's 200 members to now, I don't know how many members. I would say there's a few thousand, and you got to go through a lot of growing pains. How acquisition of a customer, how much it costs you, and stuff like that. Now in the modern thing, you got these big pop-ups and stuff like that. Do you think those are a detriment of that? All these, they're just kind of cookie cutter things.
They're business machines is all they are. They're not like they're there to make money. There's investors involved. There's loans involved. There's a lot of money invested in it. So
and yours is a family.
They're there to driven money. They're there to accommodate, but they're also there for an investment reason.
Right.
Like with the small business, there's there for an investment reason too. But most of the time, small business owners are there out of their passion because that's what they want to do, and they want to make the best business they can. Like that's why all the best local restaurants that are mom and pop shops, they taste so good because they know they cook good, so they're going to sell their food. And it's, like gym owners, I know. I've been in bodybuilding for years and years. I've been in the gym business for years and years. I know I'm good at running a gym, and so I it's what I love to do. It's when we were kids, that's all we want to do is be in the gym. So it's like it's still where I want to be every day today.
And like it is. I'll tell you this much: everybody's wanting to do a gym. I have some of my athletes that's done gyms. It's not just put a bunch of equipment and you are successful. There is a process of creating that value of why and put yourself aside.
Well, there's like we had a $26,000 air conditioner we got to replace here at the end of the month. That those things come up,
and the members don't see that.
No, they don't see that.
Yeah.
So stuff can be kind of crazy, and there's expenses. There's I'm on the gym floor every day, so all our equipment runs. You don't really see things down too long. It gets fixed.
No,
right
you'll
away.
see Dylan on the floor.
Runs real good.
Yeah,
but that's something that you get from a private business owner. Somebody everything's always fixed. If there's a machine not running right, it's running right because the owners are on the floor, seeing what's going on. So
yeah,
there's another gym I go to, and I won't say the name in the morning sometimes, but there's never anybody at the front desk.
Yeah,
you always just walk in, you scan your pass, and you go in,
Yep.
and there's nobody there to greet you. But
is it
those
expensive?
Those
No.
are those
No,
are
is the gym
facilities,
the gym that you're talking about? Is it expensive membership?
No, it's cheap.
Okay.
It's
not like one of those $300 ones because you're a big timer.
No,
So I was like,
no,
I'm
this
thinking
is-
it's like this on. I don't even know what
this
Onyx
is
is.
a
I'm making
very
up names.
cheap membership that is you just have to have for those days that you
Because
need
Chad and Dylan,
early.
man, if you guys don't know, they got these trucks that are like Lamborghinis of trucks. I'm like, how much you guys spend on these things? Like they're rough guys, but that's not my truck's a 53, rides like a fucking motherfucker, and these guys are luxury.
Mine was donated to me through the state.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I
Are you serious?
told them I was from
Portugal?
Ecuador or whatever.
You got a bond, state bond.
State bond to buy a truck.
That we do that here. I mean, we do that. We were given Venezuela, and I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but we were given $600 and then free housing for 6 months. So
Yeah.
I mean, we did help them out tremendous. I'm not sure if it was the right thing to do, but we do that in Colorado. Going into that,
And now they're broke.
going into that, and that leads into our FUBAR, fucked up on beyond recognition. There's a lot of things that's going on in Colorado along the world, but the one thing I saw was, did you see the arson fires in Aurora? They had a bunch of arson fires, and then we have the 11 arrests for the vehicle rings. And I want to go over about this. Is Colorado, and Brandon, correct me, I think we are like third in the country in car theft. Rapes were like 11th or something, in child trafficking.
This is property
Violent
crime.
crimes were top 10, I think, in the country.
Yeah, 7th or 8th in violent crime, 2nd to 4th in property crime.
I mean,
It's wild.
And I'm going to tell you this number, and you probably can't look it up. When I grew up, and I moved from Ray, Colorado to Arvada, Colorado, which is Jefferson County, Arvada was 73rd safest city in America. To jump into something like that. And I'm not saying, whatever, but what the heck is going on with that? I mean, the rape thing is crazy to me. The violence crime is crazy. All of it. What do you think's going on, fellas?
I think, everything starts with leadership. So the leadership's,
Too lenient?
I think the leadership's bad right now. Way too lenient. Cops aren't allowed to do their jobs. Drugs are running rampant on the streets.
I don't mind that.
Watty's
I'm
all
happy about
that.
that.
He's
Drug
happy
rampant.
about that.
Yeah, but
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You see,
wants to
but
get to the
it's
top of
crazy.
the-
You drive downtown and you see these people on that crank shit, and they're like all stood like a
Yeah,
statue
yeah,
bent
sure.
over
That's
backwards, and
zombies,
it's
sure.
just like how they
What is
allow
that?
that just be
Meth
on the
zombies.
streets.
Yeah.
Well, I have we were in New York this past week for my son's 12U baseball, and I actually told Watty this story. And we were on the subway. We were going, I can't remember if we're coming from the Yankees game or going to the Yankees game, but these people got on the subway, and they kind of got separated because there were so many people on the subway. And so one guy was sitting across from me. My wife and I were sitting together. A guy was sitting across from me, and then my son was sitting next to the guy across from me. And the guy started rolling his own joint. And my son's just staring at it, and I'm staring at him. And then my son finally, we got to a stop to where my son was able to get over by us and sit close to us. And I was just staring at this guy. And this girl started filming this and saying, "Oh, you're giving me the death stare and blah, blah, blah. And you're making me feel uncomfortable." And I'm like, your boyfriend or whoever that is fucking rolling a joint right next to my son on the subway in New York City. So, of course, I'm going to stare at him to make sure what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, and this is what I have to say. I mean, I think, and I don't mind if you smoke weed, but you do see that there's a 12-year-old.
Yes.
I would be like,
Yes.
I'm not going to do this.
100%.
I'm not going to do it. And I'm an irresponsible person, like really irresponsible. But I just wouldn't do it. And I think that is the fall. I think that is where government, and listen, leadership is leadership. Whoever gets in, great for you. But I think we do need to look at the data. We think we do need to look at the people of Colorado and do something about those numbers.
Yeah. It said for sexual assault, we rate in the top 5 to top 10 nationally.
Dude, right now you can do, I think it's 3 violations to minors without going, and you're still on probation, which is wild to me. Wild.
How is that allowed, though?
I don't know. I mean, I would say, because one thing is, I know the past government has said we don't want to get them caught in the system. That's why we did have car theft. It used to be anything over like, any car theft was like a felony, and then it went to 15,000 because they didn't want them to get caught up on their second, third felony. Yeah. So I think that number dropped to 10,000 for car theft. But I think they don't, and I'm not going to say Democrat or Republican, but the people that didn't want people to get caught in the system and just keep repeating.
To where, like in San Francisco, if you stole under $900 and you didn't get charged.
Well, that's
basically
crazy to me, because I'd be stealing from both of you
every day. Hey, man, steal 800 a day, you're good to go.
It's
right?
Yeah.
Right? What is it, Brandon? What do you got for me?
Of course, that thing went away right
Yeah,
as I clicked on it. But it says, sexual violence stats in Colorado. It says 60% of women and 26% of men have experienced some form of sexual violence in Colorado.
I have. Not at Armbrust, but at other places. I violently sexually assaulted myself a few times in a few places. So what do we do you're a business owner, both of you guys, your parents, what do you see the fix? Where do you see, all three of you guys, where do you see the fix? And it's just we can't just be elected. Like, if it's blue or red or whatever we do, it's got to be both sides fixing it. It can't just be, it blue, it gets worse. If it's red, it gets better. It's got to be, it gets better no matter what.
Both sides butt heads, and they can't agree on anything is a problem.
Right, just because the other person's on the other side.
Because one person's Democrat or one person is Republican, they're going to butt heads because they don't like that person.
That's the way the system is designed, guys.
Sure.
But we're all supposed
these numbers scare the hell out of me. Your daughter works downtown,
but
that shit scares me.
I've never seen in my, when we were kids, it was like it didn't matter who was winning president. You had your favorites.
Right.
But, both sides were American. Now we got one side that's socialist, which is, basically communism.
But do you think that you can judge a nation and you can judge a society on the people that's in their incarceration? Do you think that our crime as a country has gotten worse or more acceptable?
Way worse.
And more acceptable?
No, acceptable and way worse.
Right?
People are dropping every day. You just don't, people drop back in the day. It was on the news. It was,
Sure.
It's just normal shit nowadays.
You do see, and I hate to say this because I know there were shootings back in the day, but Combine was in our time. Now it's kind of like you see a school shooting, you're like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah. It's just like another one.
But you know what? This whole thing, there have been crazy kids around forever. Even when I was I remember I was in
1829, what happened?
Yeah, 1829.
Should have worn
I was
hat,
like
Dylan.
in the
Wild West.
You were in
maybe 11th grade.
No, hopefully you're in a ball sack.
Yeah, this guy was running around all over the place who used to do bodybuilding shows, and he had a gun with him or something.
Shut up.
That. Yeah, I swear to gosh, it was crazy.
And what happened?
He just got arrested and ended up going to jail the rest, most of his life, I'd imagine. But what I'm saying is that, there's going to be crazy people forever. There's always going to be nuts. So you're going to have to do something about it.
Yeah.
And otherwise you're going to have like now, all kinds of crazy people.
But let's
do
go
crazy
over
shit.
the bring me up that sexual assault on the women. Bring me those numbers up, because that's what. There's always going to be crime, right? We're always going to have the black and white versus white. We're always going to have theft. But those kind of weird things like sexual assault on women and children, it shouldn't be like that. Those numbers shouldn't be like that. We are looking at England. I think England dropped on that number. There's other countries that do better than us. Go ahead.
Yeah, and again, it's saying 60% of women having gone through this in Colorado is wild.
That's a big ass number.
That's huge.
And so I don't know what, and we are, and I would say trafficking, we are one of the bigger cities because we have I-70 and I-25.
Yeah, I-70, I-25.
And that's
Comes
what-
up, and it can go either east or west.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
for the
Colorado's a
steps.
great
I
hub.
used to go south.
Yeah, I know.
I mean-
I heard that about you.
Down south.
Well, it's a good point. Other things that we have, don't get stuck on it. Did you know that we have a local rabies outbreak right now with the bats? You heard that? We had a bear in Jefferson. We have the wildlife. That's the other thing is Dylan lives over here in the foot hills, and so do I. I don't know how many deer and shit you see over here,
There's a lot.
but the further we push out there, the other things we got to worry about with that.
I had cattle out on the street the other day that got out from one of the fields, and
Well,
they're like right up against my
And
back
they have
fence.
the
and the
bobcat
dog was
warnings over here. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah.
I do think that one in Jefferson County though, that bear in that park. Is
I didn't
crazy.
see that.
Yeah, that was just happened. A week ago or a few days ago, Brandon?
So which one was that?
Yeah, and then the local rabies. They're like, guys, avoid the bats. Which I haven't seen a bat around here. Have you seen a bat?
Yeah, I've seen
But
bats.
I had
They
a
fly
bat
around
house.
all the time at night, dude.
Yeah, I had a
Do
bad
they
house
really?
on
They just
Mile
kinda-
High.
I'm petting it. I think it's
Sometimes
a
they look like,
What he can't
they look
see.
like almost
Pretty
like big
bird.
moths sometimes.
really.
They're only like about like that big.
So on my
And they're over here.
Yeah.
so on my house I just sold. We put a bat house on the house.
I thought this was what the hell's wrong with you, Brandon?
What? Because they kill their primary food's mosquitoes.
Okay,
So they
but
just
dude, you got
kill-
bats around your house,
Yeah.
dog? All right.
Bats
I
are
mean,
cool,
I
man.
heard bird feeders, hummingbird feeders. Now you got bat
Yeah,
feeders.
100%.
All right, guys. So what we always do, we go over sins or wins, and there's some big ones. We have a baseball fan, so we'll start out with this. Is the Rockies a sin or win? It's something that people go to, but is it great or not great? Would you say it's a sin or win? The Rockies games.
I don't know if it's a sin or a win because it depends on who they're playing.
Okay.
But if they're putting up 23 points like they did the other day on the Athletics, then it's a win. But
Okay.
if they're playing
Yeah, they're a
shitty,
win.
yeah.
I
They're a
mean,
win.
baseball's it's a good old American sport. I love baseball games.
Right?
I love baseball, but I hate the owners of the Rockies. I think
Well,
they're-
you saw the
Wait, I thought they had new owners.
the Walton, or not the Waltons, but
Montfort.
the
No, Montfort's selling
No.
theirs.
the Montforts are the owners right now, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Waltons are
Partnering up with the other
Yeah.
family.
Oh.
Yeah.
They'll spend all this money to build a new
Who is
drinking
that?
deck, but they won't spend money
on the team.
Who's
yeah.
that new family coming in there? Sin or win?
It's the Pinner.
Pinners.
Pinner Walton.
Pinner Walton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Lifted trucks, sin or win. I know what you guys are going to say. Lifted truck, sin or win.
I say it's a sin.
No, you got one.
Mine's barely. It's
Oh
a
my
factory
God.
lift.
Okay,
Now,
what
if you're
about
talking
you?
about a 6-inch lift, it's a sin.
Okay, what about you?
It's a win. America.
Mine, mine's on bags, dude. Mine's low rider, dog.
Low rider.
I'm all about okay, so what about you, Brandon?
I think
No,
I think it's a win.
I don't know where he's getting that, but he does not have his EB.
No.
His hybrid's not lifted.
But I mean, my 4Runner was lifted. My
Oh,
F350
okay,
was
okay,
lifted.
Okay, he is a bear. Okay, Elitch's amusement park. Is that a sin or win? Have you guys went?
I haven't been in probably 25, 30 years.
What about you?
I haven't gone since they moved.
You
but
have a kid.
But Rhonda takes him, so they have a pass. So I would have to say it's a win because Rhonda and Keegan go
You?
all the time.
Yeah, it's a win.
It's
for
a
the
win?
Kids.
Okay. Center. Well, let's go the further than that. Do you think it should be moved out of where it's at? Do you think it should go east?
I mean, I still like the old Elitches back. In
I
the
did
day.
Well,
too.
yeah, so do
Off of-
we.
yeah, everybody
But
did.
we're not getting that back. I love the
Well-
gum tree. I used to push kids against
Oh,
the gum
100%,
tree.
yeah.
They build
the-
houses in there now. It's all
Yeah, Cronky's bought all that land right
Yeah.
there, and they're.
So
I
it's
think they're
gonna go
talking
out?
about moving it out
It is
east.
gonna go
Yeah,
out.
Yep.
and he's going to redevelop all that.
Okay, I think Dylan had this, and I'm not sure. I never got to do it because my dad said it was a tag. They used to call it the FAG tag, but my dad wouldn't let me get them. Earrings, ear piercings. Sin or win, Dylan?
win
For men.
for men.
Is it out? And did you ever do
It's
it?
out. It's a sin now. It was in back.
It was
in
in?
the
Did you do
80s.
it?
Yeah, in the 80s I did it.
Did you do it with the potato and the needle?
Did the
or
left ear.
Did you do the nail?
No. I
Did
just
like
had
a long
like
dangly cross or
Tony Fico.
Tony, you
We got all
little-
drunk one night and he just pushed that sucker in and it popped and I like went. My eyes got all
What
big.
about you, sin or win?
I was raised where it was a sin, so
So you
I
never, had one?
never had one. Never.
I mean, my ears are stretched, so
Stretch.
What's
know
that
it's-
mean? What do you mean stretch?
well that they're bigger. I mean, you can see all the way through.
I
my
can't
ear.
see you.
I, go up in a-
Hey, on a bunghole, I know you stretch that.
I don't want to hear anything about that. Is that why the dog was under the table with you?
Yeah,
or
I
what?
know. Yeah, that was for me.
Hey, is my dog gone?
Yeah, where's
Hey,
the,
if the dog's gone, I am Asian. There's two things I do to dogs.
say the peanut butter's missing?
Yeah,
or
it's not. They're good. They're not a bad product. Okay, we went over it earlier. Mexican labor.
Win.
Sin or win. Win. Sin or win. Do you want Mexican labor for the cost, or is it a win because it takes out jobs?
It's a win the way it used to be because they used to have programs that brought Mexican workers, which really worked out well.
Because you were in surveying and shit.
Yeah, but
so yeah.
for construction, they bring guys over, and they make money and send it home. So like they make way more money than they were making
And
down there.
they would go build mansions down in Mexico.
But they were
Really?
still So it was like they had programs where the government was working with these corporations.
What about now?
And businesses. They all shut down because the borders out of
So,
control. It was
90% of my workforce is Hispanic, so I would say it's a
Okay,
win.
so you can do that, and like I know, like roofing. Sometimes when you government job, they all have to be documented, so you can't.
You
always
do.
it.
There's certain jobs that you have to be U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
Like a government, but like the jobs we're on, like CSU, UNC,
Yeah.
stuff like that, you don't have to be a U.S.
Hell
citizen.
no, that's state
Yeah,
funded
that's
schools.
state
Let's
funded. Yeah.
like, keep it cheap. Okay, so sin or win, it's win-win.
win? Yeah,
All right.
it's just the work ethic.
Here's
No,
a good
they
one.
they have a better work ethic.
Now, listen to this. This is a good one because I come from a time when if you smoked cigarettes and did drugs, you were a stoner, and I was a jock, so I'd always want to beat you up. But Dylan's a big weed smoker, and I always have to ask him, like, "Are you high right now?" And if he says yes, I do not talk to him because he will not remember a damn word I said. So, sin or win, weed and shrooms are mushrooms. Sin or win, in or out? Yeah, win.
Win.
Do you think microdosing all that's good for your brain?
I don't do any mushroom stuff, but I know it helps a lot of people that
Yeah.
have
PTSD
brain
and-
injuries, PTSD, and
and
stuff like that.
lifting focus.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
always said that.
100%.
Dylan was a big proponent saying it helps you focus in the gym, and I've never done it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you
time
think it
focus. Oh, it helped me. I would just be laser focused. Like the burn you feel, like the pain,
Uh-huh.
it kind of nullifies that a little bit to where you can kind of just sit through the pain more.
What about
Why
eating?
haven't you introduced us to our training
Because
program?
I'm just not into it. Well, guys, listen.
screw up
I
your
believe I believe in cannabinoids. I do. I think it does help things. I think the government definitely wants to stymie the ability of some of these new waved cures. But as a coach, I don't do it. But I know I'm not opposed to it. So if someone tells me they smoke weed and do shrooms and microdose and do what is that one that they do? I think one of our athletes was talking about it. It's a quick high. Not
Which one
fentanyl.
it is? Fentanyl, not fentanyl.
It's a much different
That's a
high.
quick death, not a quick high.
I don't know. They use it nasal sprays and shit too.
All kinds of crazy shit these kids do nowadays.
But anyway, I do believe in it. I do believe that's the thing. I just am not it. It's a win for me. It's just something I don't do. I have done other things experimented, but that's not it.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's a win too, just like what Dylan was saying. I know weed helps people, with chronic illnesses and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
But I've never done either one, so I don't. So
I
can't
sure am
speak on
glad
behalf.
he has never
Do you
done
want your kid to do it?
No. I mean, when kids have developing brains,
you don't wanna
they
do
shouldn't.
that.
But again,
Yeah.
I think the potential medically, as people have brain trauma or depression, anxiety, addiction, there's a lot of promising data with microdosing.
Okay. Big one for the gym because I don't understand the gym. I armbrust sometimes. So, sin or win, rap, rock, and elevator music, and depending if it's at the gym. Was it a sin or win? Which one? Rap, sin or win?
Rap is a win.
Rock music,
Win.
elevator music,
Sin.
same. Rap,
All three?
Yeah, rap, win,
Same.
rock.
and for me, Dylan, who runs the music and how's it done at the
You know,
gym?
I lost
Can you give me
control over that years
Can you
ago.
give me control when I walk in there?
You should. Yeah,
Can I get the app
I like
download on my phone?
when Derek comes in the train in the morning.
It's-
we turn
oh,
it
I
to,
love
like,
that.
heavy metal.
Yeah.
And then I think I think Heather Grace has some sort of power with those. You get to hear what
She
Heather
has all
plays.
kinds of power.
She I don't know, she goes in there and she gets her way with what she
What
wants
does
to
she
listen
play?
to. I don't know what it is all
Because
that.
she's there a lot, but I don't know what she. Because I always say I don't know what the morning is because I don't wake up. I mean, I wake up early, guys. I just didn't know there was a time before 9 o'clock. Everybody's like, "Oh, go to the gym at 9." I was like, I didn't even know there was.
She
a
came up
before.
to me the other day and she goes, I noticed Derek left, so can we change the music now?
So what did she go to? What did she go to?
No, I just said, yeah, go ask
Okay.
the front desk.
What about you, Brandon?
I mean, I just have headphones in. I don't.
what do you listen to?
Usually deathcore, super
What's
heavy.
that? What's
super
deathcore?
heavy metal? Yeah,
Wow.
death metal, black metal. Yeah.
Was that like black people metal or?
That's like,
I'm sorry, I don't know any of these.
Dark, evil.
I'm a country guy,
unhappy.
guys. I'm a through and through. My dad, if he had a different kind of music on his stereo, you could get that shit off my stereo. So I became
But
like
when
that.
I'm not training with you, I have my headphones in too, and I go from country to
Do you
rap
really?
to rock.
Sure. Yeah.
To,
I hate
it's
that.
all
When
over
I
the
train
place.
somebody and they wear their headphones, I'm like,
No, training someone.
that shit off. You're going to hear
Yeah.
me.
When,
Oh, yeah,
When
yeah.
I'm training on your own, though, I
No,
I
100%. Yeah, you have to have headphones in.
Okay, this is a good one because everybody's going crazy right now. Fishing and hunting, sin or win?
Win.
Big win.
Absolutely.
I think it's a win.
And the reason why is because the controversy.
Yeah, they're trying to make it all illegal here.
Yeah,
Yep.
make it illegal.
Dude, what are they doing here?
I mean, I don't know because when I hunted and fished back in the day, and I'm serious about this, it was used. We used it. Like even when we hit coyotes, we're trying to protect the cattle. You'd redo the pelts,
like-
so the pelts would go back in and stuff.
You could use it now. to
Like
this
I don't know
day.
how it goes. I don't know the process.
But
now.
if you let's just say everything was gone tomorrow, you could go grab a fishing pole, fish,
Sure,
clean it out, flay it,
sure,
not starve to death.
but they're trying to make
trying
some
to
of
take
this.
all that out. Like
But it's the
They want you
conservative-
dependent
Brandon, get in on
on-
this because who are the people trying to take this out?
government.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but people too, dude. Not everybody's like down for this. I don't know why. They just don't.
Because they're changing like the way points work and the way that tags work.
Yeah.
They're proposing new restrictions.
Because people
for who
get
can
tags
hunt,
every year for like if they're hunting elk or
and they're changing it to where like the percentage of out of state and in state is changing too. So they're changing a lot of shit about it, and it's usually done by.
Do we make a lot of money off of it? Do we really?
I mean,
Sure they do.
I mean, hunters are.
Or I mean, like
conservationists,
I get it.
and
Like look,
The thing is, all the hunting money and all that stuff's supposed to go directly back into the forest.
exactly.
Yeah, and it should.
Okay.
We hope
Col-
it does, but we've
So-
seen
You never know
some
if it
different
does.
things happening lately.
yeah. So Colorado generates more than $3 billion annually
Oh shit.
from hunting and fishing.
Yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
let's
So it's
do
a big
it.
part of the
I'm all
economy.
about those bees, baby.
bees.
Bees are the billions. Hunting and fishing. Center in. Win.
Win,
Win.
yeah. There's nothing like getting fresh elk. Or
I like hunting or fishing for girls.
Yeah.
That's about it. Get that number, get that interest. I like to fall in love. Hunting for love.
Do you like the thrill of the kill of getting that number?
No, because then it's like if I win all the time, then I feel like I'm just undefeated. I'm such a good-looking guy, so it's like, I need that rejection once in a while. All right, guys. Watty Watt here at the Den Unracked. Thanks for joining us. We're here every week. When you're driving around, look to the left. If you're driving in the left lane, try to get back in the right. Pass someone drives us nuts. Grab a pickle, give a tickle.
See you guys.
So, yes.
See ya.